Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one political party headed to rural areas to hear from those who live there. And Governor Andy Beshear remains on the short list of vice president potentials for the Democratic nomination.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche, and we are coming up on 5 o'clock this morning, and it's August 1st, believe it or not. And it's still a first alert weather day, so let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast.
And with good reason, after we saw some of the intense activity coming into play late yesterday afternoon into the evening. And guess what? A similar scenario playing out again across eastern and southern Kentucky as we go through your Thursday with a level 2 slight risk of severe weather for most of eastern and southern Kentucky, the way it's outlined for right now. And the same deal when it comes to the excessive rainfall outlook, a level 2 slight risk regarding excessive rainfall and a flash flood potential. Some low clouds, a little fog across the Commonwealth this morning. 64 outside our door here at WYMT is warm, 72 as you make your way back toward Monticello. The pinpoint Doppler radar becoming robust here over the last hour and 15 minutes. Some heavier bursts of rain north of Paintsville into Louisa and along 64 from Ashland back into Moorhead. Partly sunny, humid today, scattered showers and thunderstorms. One or two could be on the stronger side this morning into the early afternoon. The severe weather threat late this afternoon to this evening, heavy rainfall as well, and a high near 90. More about the First Alert 7-day forecast into the first full weekend of August coming up in a few moments. Madison?
All right, Tim, thank you. The Democratic Party says they are trying to speak with people in communities across the Commonwealth during its rural listening tour. It started Tuesday in Magoffin County. WYMT's Amelia Lee was at yesterday's stop in Whitesburg.
Organizers say the rural listening tour is a continuation of what the Kentucky Democratic Party has been doing for the past 4 years. That's engaging with the community and connecting with people in all corners of the Commonwealth. I spoke with chair of the Kentucky Democratic Party, Coleman Elridge, who says events like these are important for him as well as the party.
What we've done is to always engage with community where folks are about not only how we can better serve the folks on the ground, but also what we're doing that works, what resonates. And so this is really the continuation of not only what we've done in the past, but the great work that the governor and lieutenant governor did last year.
Elridge says the turnout of the tour on Tuesday was great, with a lot of excitement from the community about the future of the Democratic Party in Kentucky. Tonight, a different community has a chance to ask their questions and get some answers. In Letcher County, Amelia Lee, WYMT Mountain News.
Elridge says the rural listening tour is a continuation of what the Kentucky Democratic Party has done for the last 4 years, engaging with voters throughout the Commonwealth. 3 people close to Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign say she's selecting her running mate later this next week. Governor Andy Beshear is believed to still be one of the potential options. The sources say the running mate would begin traveling to battleground states next week with the vice president. Beshear was in Georgia and Iowa over the weekend, drumming up support for the Harris campaign. Some other potential VP options for Harris include Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona, and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. A state representative is under investigation for reported inappropriate interactions with women. The Lexington Herald Leader reports the Legislative Research Commission is looking into Daniel Grossberg. He's a first-term Democrat from Louisville. The paper says 4 women shared stories about him. Some say he sent late-night texts they described as weird and creepy. Grossberg denied wrongdoing, saying in a statement he was never, quote, approached or crossed a line. A spokesperson for House Democrats says leaders have asked him to step away from the caucus during the investigation. A law that restricts the sale of vaping products can take effect in Kentucky after a judge's ruling. The judge dismissed a lawsuit that claimed the new law was constitutionally flawed. The law says vaping products not granted authorization by the Food and Drug Administration cannot be sold in Kentucky stores. A group of vape retailers who filed the suit says the restrictions will jeopardize their business. The law takes effect at the start of next year. Medical marijuana becomes legal in Kentucky in less than 6 months. But 2 central Kentucky cities now say they want no part of it. Nicholasville and Wilmore are opting out of the program. According to the Jessamine Journal, Nicholasville city leaders want more time to prepare for rollout. Wilmore's mayor said most council members felt the city is not an appropriate place for cannabis sales. Jessamine County overall is still opted into the program. Rollout begins January 1st. Lexington is set to get 2 dispensaries. Americans are set to go to the polls in just about 3 months, and election officials nationwide say they will need about 1 million poll workers to cover Election Day. The Election Assistance Commission is encouraging people to sign up today on National Poll Worker Recruitment Day. CBS's Natalie Brand has a look at a new effort to reach more young people.
On a mission to recruit the next generation of poll workers, these University of Maryland students are spreading the word that getting involved has its rewards.
Being able to be part of the very fabric of our political institutions and making sure that democracy works as it's supposed to is something really powerful.
Jillian Andres Rothschild, a doctoral student of political science, worked the polls during this year's primary.
It's super nerdy, but in the training, I looked around, I was like, this is what democracy looks like.
Fellow student Leora Petter-Lipstein, who also served, was impressed by the process.
It kind of reassured me and made me realize, actually, there's a lot of thought put into securing our elections and making sure that there's a through line and you can tell what happened when.
The University of Maryland is on the list of schools nationwide using federal grant money to help enlist college students to serve as nonpartisan poll workers. A survey by the Election Assistance Commission showed only 14% of poll workers during the 2022 general election were ages 18 to 40.
I think, a lot of people, especially young people and college students, really want to get involved. They just don't know how.
That's where Ryan Carr and Hannah Breslaw come in with their campus campaign to boost awareness and engagement.
Give people the information they need to be empowered to vote, empower them to be involved.
And while it's a passion for this group of students, their goal is to reach everyone.
You don't have to be into government to want to vote or want to protect democracy.
Building a pipeline of new people to work the polls this November and beyond. Natalie Brand, CBS News, College Park, Maryland.